With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, so let's see how this usually goes. Build a profile, put in a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense, tell them you're a nice person, and then hope that somebody responds to you. Now let's take this Photoshop picture right here and show that as my main profile picture. Yeah, even though I have no way of reaching any of these expensive places, at least it looks good. I can get any sort of love affair I want now. Oh, and let's not forget about the net worth. I am worth, let's see, 5.5 billion. There we go. That'll really bring them all in. Oh, and which, by the way, I'm sure I'm 5 minutes late or so, but hey, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Oh, man, what a good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the J-Man Show. I am your host, Jay, of course, and it is episode 69. Whoo, man, I could just feel the love tonight. And I sure hope you all can, too, because that's what we're going to be all about today. As much as I'd like to go ahead and talk about what's going on in Washington, I have better things to do, because right now, the 45th president is marinating himself in his own feces again and telling you he's clean. And then there are people out there who are dumb enough to believe it. And in case you haven't been wondering about that, you can see that the NFL season is back. And, you know, right now, with week one have already been settled and the Ravens losing against the Bengals in some odd way, I just got to say this. I am very excited to bring the Cyclone back. I have to now, because everything's so unpredictable. Like, even the Eagles have a pretty light schedule right now. I mean, like, things are not going to get too interesting until the second half of the season, I'd like to say, but I'm excited to see how things work out. Now, for those of you that are actually taking the time to go ahead and look for my profile on any of them dating sites, which you will not find, and I've made sure of that, because, you know, sometimes dating in general is crazy, right? You know, like, people nowadays, they have these outrageous ideas of how exactly a relationship can develop from a variety of things. And people fall in love for the craziest things, too. Like, right here off the bat, I could write something just as bogus and as fake as that on plentyoffish.com. Not to discredit the brand, mind you. The brand is for useful things, because there's a lot of lonely people out there. But the thing is, there's so many chances of catfishing and things going wrong just by writing all this stuff out here. And then you see how contradictory are the other people that are around you and stuff. Because you know that picture of Bradley Cooper, that's going to get a lot of attention. He's an A-list actor. But I know the person that made this profile picture doesn't have anything else other than say, oh yeah, I'm looking for love. And you know, that man is married and has like, he's got to have 2 kids by now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't looking for love. So it's just amazing how far people will go to post this stuff. I like seeing those that are sitting right there saying, I want to be with a rich man. I want to be with somebody that's financially well off. Like, that's actually easier on them. I don't care what BET special you've seen. when you have a lot more money, you have a lot more problems because you have all the fakes coming after you then. See, if you're pretty much trying to hold on to every piece of change you got, for those of us that work in retail and are not necessarily milking the profits and stuff, for those of us that have managed and barely to keep $200 in our pocket, oh yeah, ain't nobody giving a damn about us. So we got to go that extra mile, right? We got to go that extra mile to go ahead and say, like, what we sort of have and see what we can put on a bill to help people out, from things like that. To just get a little attention our way. Of course, you have the outlandish ideas or expectations from other people where they sit there and say, oh, you got to have all this together. You got to have a college degree. You got to have your own car, your own home, and everything else. Okay, well, let me tell you this. What if my car's a lemon, and what if I live in a complete hellhole, and what if my job doesn't pay enough for even to support my own behind, let alone yours? Am I really going to get into that love cradle then? Am I really going to be on that air? Because, I have money. I have money, believe it or not, I do. I have money in my car insurance. I have money in my credit card bill. I have money in my utilities. I have money in my washer. I mean, the thing about it is that I have money. It's just not in for me. It's in for the things that I use. Oh, let's not forget about food prices, right? Because as Trump goes to war on trade, stuff starts to increase. Certain partnerships start to fall apart. And things are not exactly reasonable anymore. So in order for me to even get to where my love interest is or yada, 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 I'm going to have to either saw off my leg or my arm first. Sure, I'll probably can park anywhere I want to because I'm disabled at that point. But you know what, though? I just don't think it's worth the gamble. So I might have to use public transportation. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of romance off the old bus. I mean, I just don't understand how people can live this, can sit there and try to put all this outlandish crap in front of you from time to time with their list of standards and your list of standards. See, I have a list of standards too. I believe that you should wash up after yourself every time. I should believe that you keep a clean house. I should believe that you should have a job too to help out with some things now and again, not expecting that somebody should come in there and whisk away and do every damn thing for you. You had parents. You don't need another one. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to go ahead and talk about being independent and you worry about somebody else's independence, that's a problem. If you want somebody to just come in and take care of you and fix you up on your own 2 feet and stuff, and you're not going to actually fit the bill and do anything about it, you're responsible for your own problems. And it's just that, nowadays, I can't say that everybody's an adult. I mean, sure, I'm an adult. I'm working at a job I don't like, and I'm doing a whole bunch of things for people who really don't give a damn. At the same time, just trying to improve myself as a person, get where I need to be, run my own business, open up opportunities for other people, and I'm steadily building and improving myself. Oh, yeah, see, they don't want to deal with somebody like that. They want somebody already established that allegedly has everything together. Well, I'm here to bust that bubble a little bit. You see, not everybody has it together. See, some people are faking it till they make it, and some people have not made it yet. So as you're sitting there saying, I want somebody already established, I want somebody already on that level, that they don't have to worry about something anymore. So let me get this straight. You're going out to the cemetery and dating a corpse because that's the only time that those people are not worried about anything because they're dead. If you are up there, if your name's on the side of a building and stuff like that, you're working just as hard, if not a little bit harder, because of taxes and everything else to make sure that you have that maintained. I don't know why some people even act like just because some people have $250,000 doesn't mean they don't have any problems. They have problems because you never know when somebody's trying to extort somebody or trying to bottom out a business or whether that business is not exactly making the green as you think it is. It's probably deep in the red or in debt somewhere, or you just don't know. And then comes the point where that person needs help and consolation, and you're just not there to give it to them without a little bit of a price charge, are you? So that's something that says a lot about you kind of people out there, gold digging would-be so-and-sos. I mean, because you're nothing more than a trophy at that point. But you see, for me, myself, as I rise in the industry and do what I got to do, I don't want nobody's trophy. I want, someone that compliments me, that helps me out from here to there and everything else. I mean, sure, you could be as independent, run your own business, do what you got to do with your own money. That's fine. But I'm going to do mine too. That's where it all balances out. And then you and that person, actually can work together as a team, a formidable team, and have some love in there. It's possible to have romance and finance, but people just don't know how to bridge the gaps. And the thing about it is, they're just as crazy enough to go on social media and have podcasts too and explain all sorts of other crap that don't make sense. If you realize that somebody is having trouble in the same thing that you're having trouble in, maybe it's time to just think critically and say, you know what? I'm not taking advice from this jerk anymore. I'm going to go do my own thing. Which is what you should do in the first place. Now, for those of you that are been a part of the J360 Legion for quite some time and are real J360 fans or fans of the J-Man Show, let me just tell you this. I know a lot of y'all are thinking, well, hey, Jay, don't you usually do these kind of episodes during Valentine's Day? Yeah, I do, but you see, I'm doing this right now because you're only at episode 69 once, and I want to go ahead and get it all out there because fall season's coming into play, and there's love in fall. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're at Starbucks and you're sitting back with your latte, and then all of a sudden, the girl that you like comes in with her pumpkin spice latte, and you start talking after a while. Like, some of y'all know this, especially when you're at a bookstore. Yeah, that's the perfect place to meet people. Like talk about your idealism and things that you're interested in from time to time, and you never know, you might hit it off. That's kind of the things to look forward to. But the problem is that you have people that sit there and complain about every single thing. Oh, they'll sit here and they say, why am I single? Why am I this? Why am I that? Did you ever look at yourself inwards and say, you know what, why don't you just shut up? Why don't you really just take a good long look at yourself and what you've done over the years, like what kind of a person you are? Like, you might be a crap person, you don't even know it. You might be the toxic one. Like I say, you're probably the antithesis to all of your happiness. And stop looking to other people out here for that happiness. You got to be happy about yourself. And as far as I'm concerned, you may never be 100% happy or financially well off or whatever. I mean, I'm aiming for being financially well off. I don't worry about being rich or not. That'll happen. But the thing is, when you worry too much about something you have no control over, I don't know why, like, certain people in your home or certain people in your home state or area or wherever you are doesn't like you. But I think I can have a few good ideas if you're just annoying as all get out. Like, some people annoy me to death with their problems in relationships. And I'm like this, I'm like, you know what? How about calming down and playing the game? Play it like a game the other person is. Day by day, look at it from here to there. Say, you know what? Deep down the inside, I see where this is going, but I'm not going to lose sleep over this. Like, there are tons of girls I'm interested in. And I've put it out there to them. Oh, yeah, which, by the way, in case those of you that have been living under a rock for a while don't realize this, in order to actually bridge that gap between you and your crush, you kind of need to let them know that you like them. And you don't say, like, I like you. Like, Will Smith and Hitch prove that. Telling them that you like them doesn't work. You just build that bridge. You just talk to them. And you do it steadily. It's like road construction or building construction, any kind of thing. You explain and you talk and you just be yourself. And you talk about things that are shop at first, but then you talk about where you see yourself, like the things that you're interested in and what you want to do. I mean, sure, it can go one or two ways. It could be a yay or a nay. And if it's a nay, don't feel too bad about it. It'll sting for a while because you thought that this was actually going to work out. But, that's why there's about billions and billions of other people to talk to. But we have a little problem that gets in the way of that, right? Our preference. You mean your bias. You mean your social bias. Oh, Jay, just because I have a preference on skin color doesn't mean I'm racist. Why are you telling me that? And actually, if you are letting something like pigmentation of the skin get in the way, yeah, you might need to go do some soul searching. Because you see, there are a lot of people out here that probably didn't matter to them until you brought that up. So if that's an issue for you, you have problems. Go get checked out. And by the way, don't ever talk to me again if you have that problem. You got to go ahead and get your disgusting ways worked out. Now you're gone. I can forgive, but I can't forget. I can forgive the fact that you said something stupid, but I can't forget the fact that you exist courtesy of nature and you disgust me. See what I'm saying? But when it comes to relationships and trying to form them, relationships are hard. They take time. And from time to time, you realize that some people, just because they're beautiful looking, does not mean that they have a good personality to back that. After a while, sure, you might dream of hitting it. And I know I've dreamed of hitting and tapping and doing what I got to do to many different ladies. But the thing about it is, it's got to be consensual. And then there's got to be something satisfying there. Like, I mean, I can understand, see, the chase is exciting. But then we actually land the chase and you realize that on the next few days, got nothing to talk about. And, the sex gets pretty boring. You're just like, I'm out. At the end of the day, maybe we should have just stayed friends. This ain't going nowhere. This ain't exactly fun. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sure, tapping it was fun. I didn't have a problem doing that. But, the other stuff, I don't really care about. Because I can't hold a conversation with you. And if I can't hold a conversation, then I'm just going to have to go ahead and kill that then and there. But, of course, then that's why I got other things that go on and other sort of dealings to deal with, Other sort of fun things to do, like, say, like, if we go to a basketball game and you're not into basketball, well, I'll make it up to you by taking you to a hockey game or whatever. Some of the NASCAR girls that I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are there, they love NASCAR. They'll talk about NASCAR till they're blue in the face. But me, myself, I can't stand NASCAR. So, I don't really get into it. You see, I put up with it from time to time because where I used to work at, we had to make displays and stuff for NASCAR and the events. But other times, it's because, like deep down the inside, she was pretty. And I was thinking that, hey, maybe me and her could get together, you know what I mean? We don't have to like everything, because you really don't. You just have to, have a meeting of the minds, be in the same ballpark somewhere. And the problem is a lot of people don't see it that way. They see it like, oh, you have to like everything that I do. No, because see, there are times for J-Man where J-Man needs to be by himself for a while. So when I'm by myself and I'm playing a video game and the girl I like is not into video games or something like that, that's her thing. She probably has something else that she loves to do, reading smutty romance books. And that's cool. Or you know what? Engineering or doing something to balance out science or work with, the energy crisis we got going on here. That's cool too. And I'll be interested in that as well. And sometimes to go ahead and make transference, you're going to have to give a little to get where you need to be. And the problem is people don't do that. But going back to that story with that girl, it didn't work out because she wasn't honest. She was a liar, or she thought that, hey, I have a preference and I don't want to blah, 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 blah. And whatever the defect could be, you're only hurting yourself. And the thing is, you're missing out on a strong opportunity. And then you got some people that don't take certain people that have big goals and big dreams seriously. And when they start getting it together, then all of a sudden they start thinking, hey, yeah, I know what's going on. Yeah, that's right. Hey, he's making money now. I could go talk to him. Doesn't work with me. If you didn't know me before I had all my riches and where I needed to be, I don't want to know you at that point. I don't even see you as somebody worth talking to. That way I can turn the tables on your behind. And the truth is, there's a lot of people out here that could be great if they didn't waste time on low-level thinking such as impressing wastes of space like the people I just described in this show. And there's a lot of them out here. Because the money don't come quick. It never comes quick. Even working a weekly job and getting weekly pay, you might think it comes quick, but what it is like, if you think about the equivalency of a bi-weekly or a weekly pay, and depending on like if it's $11 or $10 an hour, it may max out to about the same amount after 2 weeks. And if it comes quick, it goes away quick. You want to build this stuff up over time, which is like how you would a relationship. If that relationship's come quick and you're moving too fast and yada, 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 okay, then you got a nerve to go ahead and say this. All right, I like where this is going, but at the same time, I got to see if this is long-term or short-term. And you really don't know about certain relationships from time to time. If it works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, that's fine too. Because some of y'all, I don't know if you're like me and had a lot of flings, but they happen. They happen where it hits off for a while, and then all of a sudden, it goes cold. It's not as deep as you would think it would be. But because, you have to trust in that trip. And then some of y'all don't know how to handle rejection or handle a bad relationship. Like, there are people that are still stuck in bad relationships, and I gotta give them this. I mean, at least they're trying their damnedest to make something work. Because from time to time, it just won't work. And then there's kids involved. And then there's other complications and stuff like that. I'm not talking about those kind of people. But as I touch base on it, I'm like, they're just doing it for the sake of the kid, or doing it for the sake of stability, or they're doing it for whatever they're doing it for. And if you find out somebody like that, the best thing you can do is just be a friend to them. Because if you get involved in any sort of aspect of that, all that toxicity now involves you to a point. And it's sad, too. And it probably won't even be a long time agreement or relationship between you or that person, which is so sad about it all. And read the signs of it now. If there's certain bases where they say, oh, I'll call you, oh, I'll speak to you first, and then you come see me, there's no two-way street there, so that's one-way street. That's lying to each other and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'll come see you. I'll call you and things like that. Doesn't work well for me. So I think if you're in a relationship, you should have open access to each other anyway. But if it starts becoming like that and you're giving a little bit more than they're giving, oh, you're gonna have to back up a few minutes. You're gonna have to really think. You're gonna have to be like, all right. Why am I putting this person first? Whereas I should put myself first, and I should balance out between the two. I will help her from time to time, but she can help herself, and I'm sure she can help me out from time to time because, hey, looking at me holding my own, right? You're supposed to supplement and help each other. You're not supposed to, one takes care of this, one takes care of that, unless it's in terms of emergency. It's just a way of building a house together. And everybody needs to be on that same page and that same team. But some people like to have a life more than others, and some people like to say, oh, you're supposed to take care of me because, and it's like, no. This is a team. 50-50. Usually. And, of course, some people are just about that. Oh, yeah, I'm an empath. I like to give, and give. And it's like, yeah, but what are you getting on that return? If you're not getting anything on that return on interest, I mean, at the same time, you're only hurting yourself. So you got to learn how to do this as well as possible. And some people will break up with you for the damnedest reasons, too. So you got to be aware of that. I can see it now. Like somebody's like, well, Danny broke up with me in a week, and I don't know why. It broke up with you in a week because, hey, maybe you were too clingy, or maybe that person had their eye on somebody else, or you know what? It just wasn't going to work out. And then you realize that you gave a lot of time to it. I know you're upset about that. I know you're sad about this, but then you have to be like, I don't need this in my life. I'll just rebuild from this. I'll just go ahead and I'll just take what's mine, keep everything that's here and bounce it out. Not worrying too much about this crap because I was well aware of it. You should always have an emergency plan anyway for these kind of things. And I'm not saying being paranoid about it and saying, like, this person's not going to give to me anymore. You don't be paranoid in a relationship. First of all, that's not really a relationship if you're paranoid all the time. Don't you know that everything else that surrounds your life kind of needs your attention from time to time? And the fact is that if your relationship is causing you to be insecure and paranoid, whereas your job is already demanding, whereas all this other stuff that you've done and you didn't take the responsibility or critically think to solve these things are beating you down, oh man, you're just going through hell. And it's not to say that you weren't going to go through it. It's just saying that let's take care of these things one crisis at a time, okay? And maybe if your life is crap, and I was about to say it, but if your life was just total bull crap at this point, you, on the other hand, need to just say, all right, I just can't have a relationship right now. I got to balance so many things out. And a lot of your friends and a lot of your family members will probably be like, oh yeah, why don't you have somebody? Why don't you do this and stuff? I'll get into that in a few minutes, but they'll probably say all that crap. But it's like this. You got to take care of yourself too. Don't ever forget about yourself trying to be in a relationship with people. There's too many people that do that. I can't have love. And it's like, yeah, you can. You have to take care of yourself first. Right now, it's about you. Love your damn self. Be your best self. And then those right people will come to you. But if you keep like offering yourself out there to people all the time, you know, doing a little bit of the hoeing that you need to do for yourself, I guess, you're only hurting yourself then too, because just about anybody can come in there and want to take advantage of you, and they know that, oh, you're just happy to be in a relationship, you're not going to go anywhere else. So that's where the abuse from that comes from. And then at that point, you're so scared of standing up to them because you don't want to lose it, right? You see what I'm saying? That's how you mess yourself up. And I know from experience of all these things. I had to play the role a couple of times before I could be some sort of an expert or an authority figure on it. And I'm not saying that you're going to find the right relationship even after listening to this episode. I'm just saying that relationships at best are like a quest, kind of like having a job and growing from that from time to time. When you clock in, yeah, you're going to have to work a little bit harder to keep that stuff together. A little bit harder, but a lot smarter. But you got to look at it from open eyes and see, like, when somebody gave to you. And then you got to speak up on, like, if you feel as though you're being unfairly treated and everything else, because it's about you, too. And the truth is that if somebody's out here breadcrumbing to you, but they're going on relationships with other people, they're sloppy, so you need to know the signs. If they're not spending as equal to, or similar to the amount that you are putting in for them, you got to move on. You got to move on because there's something there that doesn't make any sense. And you got to bring that to their attention. Don't hold that stuff in there and go waste somebody else's time with that. Because if you got pent up, unresolved aggression, and there's somebody else that just don't have time for it, they're not going to have time for it. They're just going to be like, all right, you know what? The hell with you too then. I got bigger and better things to look forward to. And for anybody else out there, okay, so think like you have one person that you're really interested in, but you have somebody else out there too that you have an interest in, and then there's that third person you have a passing interest in. And you should always have that, because usually a lot of people have those three. And the thing is, you go down the line. Oh, yeah, I'm sure some of you are like, well, you know, Jay, that one person I had my eye on, they were my everything, and I wanted to go for them, but yada yada. Save that Disney crap, okay? Save that May-June romance crap. It doesn't matter at this point. Anybody can go out and have sex. I could have sex while doing the show to you all. So we're going to kill that nonsense. Nope. Disney does not play a role in this. This is about trying to get to know and build a relationship. But like I said before, if it doesn't work out with that one, there are at least two other people that you've kind of had that same vibe with. And the thing is, you know, you talk to them. You're just talking. That's what dating's all about. You're talking, getting to know people and stuff like that. You should look at it like finding a job. Remember the dating application crap that they did back in the early days of MySpace and stuff? It ain't much different than that. You just have to do what you got to do. And, you know, just go ahead and learn some new skills to make you better than what you were. And you have to have failed relationships on your resume. I got a lot of failed relationships. That's what you got to do. Failed relationships is only making you better. The only time you ever really fail is when you do what everybody else do and they quit. Oh, it didn't work out with that one person, so I'm not going to go look for no relationships anymore. Fine. Then that's just more people for me and anybody else to get with then, because you're out of the game. Don't you know that every time you quit something or you leave something and you weren't ready and it's not on your own terms, that you just left the vacuum open for anybody? So, yeah, now that you left that vacuum open, anybody can go do what they want to do. It's just that simple. Ain't got to worry about you no more. And with me, myself, that's why I never quit. I never quit when it comes to relationships. Now, if I know if that person that I wanted to get with is not exactly on my terms on things, I can move on and do other things. And most of the time, I'm over there talking to at least, like, actually, that's none of your business. But like I say, I'm talking to other people too, because you just never know. But if it really gets serious, and if it gets down to the point where, you know, me and that person are hitting it off, and there's a lot of deep passion there, and I enjoy the companionship, and vice versa for her, then it works out, then I'm not looking nowhere else. And then there's something to build there. The foundation has been laid, and then just building up from there. And it's just, it's a beautiful thing. It's just something that, happens. However, just expect the unexpected. Play it out like you need to. Because, you see, there's just other people out there that'll sit there and say they're relationship experts, but, like, even at the end of the Hitch movie, like, Will Smith said, first impressions, first rules. He gave you an explanation in the beginning of the film, but by the end of the movie, he said there are none. Different strokes for different folks, they say. And the best thing to do is just let stuff play out. But you can't get nowhere without knowing certain skills or certain things about yourself first, and get out there and talk to people and explain things. And just be brave enough to say it. And if they don't respect your feelings in the matter, well, I guess that's just the time to pack your bags and go. Or just say, you know what? Let's be friends. Yeah, a lot of y'all hate to hear that, don't you? A lot of y'all hate to hear, let's be friends. Because this person's crap as a potential mate, so you don't want to ever deal with them ever again, right? Okay, well, I used to play that role one time. I never had a problem booting people out of my life. I mean, let my former friends tell you that. I never had a problem doing it. But what I'm saying is, for me, myself, at one time, some of the exes that I had, I kind of wish that I did keep a friendship with them, because you never know, they might know other people. You never know, like, there's something there, and you hit it off with somebody else, and then all of a sudden you become friends with them, and, you become real good friends with that other person on the other side of the spectrum. It just works out. And if that ex is so vengeful to you, be like, that's ridiculous, and they mad, and then you be like, yeah, you might be mad as hell, but I'm happy. Nobody said I couldn't go through your relationship groups and start talking to them and stuff. And that's the truth. Anybody up there, as long as they're within the right age group, a lot of you guys out there should know this, because when you get older, there's a cutoff point. Like when you're 18, technically that's when you should stop messing with anything below you. You know what I mean? Of course, there are some people out there that are well in their 50s and 40s that just don't get the hint, and that's why they're getting their asses kicked every which way to Sunday. But the truth is that, just within reason, and remember that when you're of a certain age, like, say I'm 31, you can talk to women that are 20, 21, 22, and all that stuff, because they're grown, they're adults. I don't care what sort of social rule they put out here, as long as that person is not in statutory country, you're fine. It's just sick how this stuff goes. I mean, and you know why a lot of us keep playing these games and stuff like that, to try to meet people, even though there are times where, you think you're too ugly, or you think you're too fat, or you think you're yada, 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 and all that kind of stuff? Because we're social creatures. Human beings at best are supposed to operate within a group. I don't care what they say in the loner lifestyle. That's why them fools are sitting right there saying, how come I'm alone again? How come I can't meet anybody again? How can I... Blah, blah, blah. Deep down the inside, they want to meet people. But they just don't think people accept them. And then in some cases, they need to accept themselves a little bit more. What they have found was anger, and they listened to that anger, and they accepted that. And you do know anger is an extension of fear. And because that extension of fear happened for so long, that they'll sit there and they'll say, yeah, this is all I know, this is all I live with. Because they're not able to adapt or adjust yet. And there's still hope for those people to do those changes, but damn if they really need to get to work. And if you're in high school going through this stuff, this is what all I can tell you. Do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Pull yourself together. Get yourself up out of that way. Like, find ways to go ahead and do other things. Now, you don't have to do it at your high school. You can go to other areas in the community and meet people. I'm sure there's a lot of places you can go and do things. And go to, like, a rock group. Go to any of these places and stuff like that. And I don't mean, like, hey, yeah, form a rock group if you could. There are places that you can do these things. You just have to pull yourself out of your own way. But, will you make that sacrifice? Will you make that change to do it? That's the question for you. Oh, and keep in mind this. This is what I was going to say about family members and stuff like that. Oh, if they start getting on you about relationships and stuff like that, like you have to go ahead and meet somebody by a certain age or a certain date or have a baby by... Let me tell you something. look at them and say, okay, so I guess you're going to be paying for and financing everything that goes on from here out because you give a damn. That's the way I look at my own family from time to time. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you see, because you're in my business, I have every right to eject you out of my business. If you're saying and worrying about stuff that I'm going through right now, okay, I never asked you to be a part of it. Truth is, I already have it on lockdown, and purposely I would bring in an ugly girl just to shut you up. And the truth is, this girl I just gave $50 for to be here. And keep in mind, it's not real money. Little stuff. And the truth is that people are just really, really ridiculous with it. Like they're like, when are you gonna get when are you gonna get a girlfriend? I pretty much will tell you this. I am talking to multiple girls. And the thing about it is that I don't know if I would want to bring them around you because you're already annoying the living hell out of me. So why would I have you annoy another person? Screwed up, isn't it? But there's some truth behind that. And the thing is that people don't make any sense when they go about worrying about your stuff. Because obviously there's nothing interesting going on in their lives. Oh, man. But you know what? Some of y'all are probably thinking about that little joke that I said earlier and saying like, oh, Jay would go into prostitution or escorting? Nah, not really. But the thing about it is, there's a lot of people that would. And the truth is that, as they would, you know, who are you to judge? Some people need that companionship and they're just so lonely, they'll pay for it. And before any of y'all make a little snide remark saying like, oh yeah, they're paying for all that stuff. Aren't we all though? Aren't we all paying for something? Like, think about it. You gas up your car. You make sure you have enough money put off to the side so you can give this other person the time of the world. You make sure like you have things locked in and in check to go ahead and do what you need to do. And even better than that, you still have to tip the person that's serving you. And then, you still have to buy something to go ahead and lessen the blow that, you know, or break the ice anyway. So yeah, any and everybody is paying for something when it comes to dating and relationships. Oh, and let's not forget about your reputation being on the line every time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's not forget. You just look at that kind of stuff and you're just saying, you know what? Relationships are a lot, Jay. And you know what? The truth is they are. And they always have been. But, you know, as we keep evolving as humans and we keep doing what we got to do, it's like, it's not really all that hard. It's just, you know, take your time with it. Do you have to build it all in one day? Just grow this stuff over time and play it out. And if you're not getting anywhere to a certain group, I mean, you're just, you know, if you're not getting anywhere with it, then you should keep looking elsewhere. Never settle, but just give things a fighting chance. And that's all I have to say on that issue. But I'm sure, like, there's a lot more complicated stuff I couldn't touch. I just wanted to touch base on this. But, you know, if you all have any questions about it, I'll be sure to help you from here to there and stuff. But it's just that if it's something where you need to work on your self-control, like, work on your self-control in it. And since we're getting closer to 40 minutes, I just want to go ahead and tell you this. Don't be obsessive in a relationship. Yeah, actually, this will be my final point. Don't be obsessive in this stuff. You're already paranoid and insecure as hell. Why would you want to add to that? Insecurity and obsession is only going to cause you more problems in the long run. You have to let this stuff play out. Oh, yeah, I want to control everything. I want to control it. Relationships are built on trust, so if you control too much, yeah, you're already a mess. There's nothing here. That's it. You know, you might as well just go ahead and say, kaput. It's overdone. You can't control what somebody else does to the point where it's ridiculous. You know, retail places have a problem with this. Oh, I'm hoping I can control everything. No, you can't. If they just don't like you, they just don't like you. And now they just really, really hate you at this point. If you can't control yourself, you can't control another person. And a lot of us can't totally control ourselves. So, like I said before, don't be obsessed. Play the game day by day. Keep looking to meet other people. Grow your network and your relationships. And maybe everything will just fall into place. But at the same time, though, don't kill yourself worrying about too much stuff that you can't handle. Because relationships take work. And you know what? I like this. I like playing the games. I like it when a relationship fails, and I like it when a relationship succeeds. Because at the end of it all, at least I made a move. So why don't y'all go do the same thing? Because that's enough I have for you right now on the J-Man Show for episode 69. Going right into 70, baby! Now, let's see about getting the Cyclone on that level, huh? But hey, for those of you out there that want to stay in contact with me and the J360 team, you know to send an email to j360productions@outlook.com. And, of course, you can download and subscribe to J360 Radio anywhere where podcasts are available. We're growing our reach. I think we just made it now to Lofi Radio TV. So we got a lot of growth going our way. And we hope to get a lot of you involved soon. Matter of fact, I'm starting up the mini bites next week, so we're going to have a little bit of content coming your way. And, oh yeah, for those of you that have been wondering about the website became sentient and started sending out blank posters to everybody. So I want to apologize about that. But I'm going to go ahead and get Song of the Night started up next week, too. So everything's going to be back on track, and we got a lot for you to look forward to. As a matter of fact, I think there's going to be a double special happening next week, so 70 and 71 will be coming around. And until then, I want you all to take care of yourselves and, send me a couple of messages, drop some comments down below. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel because we got a lot for you to look forward to, all right? Until then, this is Jay signing off. Take it easy, y'all.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can. In the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.